Hey, I'm Sean from Shamrock Earthworks. We're operating out of Calgary, Alberta, up in Canada. We specialize in natural rock retaining walls. We do grading, basement excavation, septic install, whatnot. We've got this Liebherr R920 compact just recently with the Engcon tilt rotator setup. We got 8 attachments as of now for this machine. So before we had our Engcon tilt rotator set up here, we used to just have a bucket and a thumb. So for building walls, using a bucket and a thumb, you always have to sort of square up to your work. You always have to be working square to the wall. So when you're doing big curved walls like this, it can be difficult to always try to get the machine in place, and you end up tracking around all over, which is annoying. So with the tilt rotator set up, you know, you can rotate and tilt the stones when you need to. And you know, in the process of building a wall, so you know, on day one you're gonna excavate your benches out. So you're gonna have the bucket on, then you're gonna put the packer on, you're gonna compact your bench, then you're gonna put the grapple back on, you're gonna place some rocks, then you're gonna put the bucket back on so you can do a bit of backfilling, then you're gonna put the compactor back on so you can pack the backfill. So the number of changes you're gonna do in a day, or even in the span of a few hours, you know, not having to jump out and plug the hoses in and out is, you know, saves a mountain of time. So that's one of the main benefits of the tilt rotator. It is a little safer than using a bucket and a thumb, in the sense that, you know, with a bucket and a thumb, you always have to follow. You know, you either have to curl the bucket and the thumb at the same time, or you have to let them out about at the same pace, or you're going to drop the rock. So, you know, there is a bit of a safety factor there. So along with the tilt rotator setup, we have the Engcon joysticks in there, which are super customizable. They got, there's 2 rollers on your pointer finger, middle finger, thumb rollers on each, and a variety of buttons on there. And you can plug the laptop in and assign whatever you want. You know, if you want a roller to do something else, you want to invert the function, it's, you know, just endlessly customizable to get, you know, whatever feels comfortable for you. All right, so on this machine, how we have it set up, so this is the top hitch. So this is pinned on the machine. The connection that is under this, in between this piece and the actual tilt rotator itself, is the exact same as this hitch underneath. So if you want to drop off the actual tilt rotator unit itself, if you got to do some, you know, if you're ripping frost or digging in some hard rock, or even just loading trucks, and you're going to load trucks all day and you just want to have the bucket on without having the extra weight of the tilt rotator on, you can just drop this section off and then just hook up all the same attachments. All the attachments will just hook right up to the top hitch there. So that's really handy. So one of the other features on this unit is the small grab here. This thing's great. It used to be on our old machine, it was an integrated grab, so it was built into the actual tilt rotator unit itself. On this one, this is actually detachable, so you can take this small grab off. There's a couple hydraulics in here that you can hook up. They have a variety of smaller attachments that you can hook up to this section here. So there's a little broom and a few other things. So, all right, so this is the underside of what the tilt rotator looks like. On these newer versions, as of about last year, they have way less hoses inside here. If you looked underneath some of the older models, there was lots of hoses in here, and if you ever had a leak in there, you know, it's kind of hard to get a wrench in there to tighten it. So this is a newer version, way less hoses in there. This is the EC oil block here, so that's where the hydraulic fluid comes through. It mates up with this block here, and when they press together, that gives the hydraulic fluid to the attachment that you want to use. So for the grapple, the compactor, the pallet forks, the broom, you know, those all use hydraulic functions. So yeah. All right, so we have the adjustable pallet forks as well. So all this stone comes palletized on a flat deck truck. So in the past, we would have to have some kind of a skid steer or loader here in order to unload the trucks with the stone, or whatever you're getting delivered. Lots of stuff comes to site on a pallet. So not only can the excavator reach further, you can unload from one spot. You don't have to move the truck around. You don't have to drive out on the street to get to the other side of the truck with the skid steer. So you can pretty much just sit in one spot and unload the thing. And you can lift a lot more with the excavator than you can with a skid steer. So. If you're doing any kind of grading, contouring, trying to get the water to go where you want it, or you're, grading out areas like this and doing landscape stuff, then you're not trying to move the machine, get the machine on a 2% grade so that you can cut 2%, and then trying to get your other track up so you can cut 2% that way. You can just back up and finish everything as you go, using the tilt and the rotate. So yeah, Engcon's been great since the very beginning. Like when I went to Con Expo, maybe, it must have been 5 years ago now. I think we've had an Engcon system for about 4 years now. So when I went to that Con Expo, I knew I was going to buy one of the three, either rototilt, steel wrist, or Engcon, but I didn't know which one I was going to buy. And I think it was just the people at Engcon, they were great to deal with. They were interested in my business and me. I wasn't even on Instagram or really any social media at the time. So it's not like they were just, going after somebody that had a big following or anything. They were just interested in the kind of work we were doing. And yeah, they've been awesome to deal with the whole way through. We've had very little problems with any of our systems. And if we do have the odd small thing go wrong, they're always right on top of it. So.